Are you ready? High voltage is upon us. Join our hosts, Chris and Sean, while they turn up the voltage.
Welcome back to Dadnarok High Voltage. Happy Father's Day. This is Sean.
And this is Chris. Whoa, hi-yo.
Hi-oh. Hey, and that's Walt Disney.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
Well, you know what? I'm just kind of chilling here with a pork on my shoulder.
I see him. Did you name your porg?
No, I thought about Pew Pew, like I was going to shoot at him, but it was one of those things. I was in Disney.
You're right.
And
for you, Pew Pew would be like Stinky. Oh, Pew Pew.
But I found him, and he just kind of stuck with me. So I figured, well, I'm just going to keep him and, just walk through.
Is he hard to balance on your shoulder?
Yeah, not really. No, he's got pretty good balance in his butt. So
that's good. All right.
He's got some good weight back there. Maybe eventually he'd be good to put on a spit. But
that scene was always disturbing. That was the most disturbing scene in that whole movie. And a lot of disturbing scenes in Last Jedi.
What was he supposed to eat? Really?
I mean, he was a Wookiee.
Oh man, that's good stuff. Oh, but yeah, happy Father's Day, everyone. I mean, I don't know if anyone had to work or not. Yeah, I was one of those schmucks that had to go to work this morning.
Aww.
But it was dead there, dude. There was nothing going on. They paid me to do a whole lot of nothing today.
Yeah. Well, happy Father's Day from Dadnarok. I don't think we put anything out officially, but this is it. This counts.
This is official. Happy Father's Day.
Yeah, we went live for you people.
There we go. We've been talking about this for a while, dude. I've had this trip planned.
Yeah.
We were supposed to be down in Disney June of last year.
Yeah.
And this whole Corona thing happened. I don't know if you heard of it or not. Have you?
No. I've just been stuck in my basement for a year and a half.
Party on.
Yeah.
Oh man. But finally, June came around this year, and we made it down there, man. It was something.
Yeah, it was. Well, you and I have talked about it a little bit. I could not, talk about it with you, but I'm excited to see some of these pictures and stuff you keep talking about, and maybe some video. I know you uploaded a bunch of shorts to our YouTube channel. Just some short videos that apparently were pretty popular. Folks were checking in on those.
Yeah, I mean, they blew up, and more than I thought. I was just putting them out there mainly just for to see what this YouTube Shorts was, for one.
Yeah,
and for two, I was like, if I put a little video together, family and friends can see things on Facebook, because I share things over there too.
Right.
But we had a bunch of people either commenting or man, I can't wait to get down there and build my own droid, or I wish I could do that, or there's all the gamut of it. So we've had a lot of interaction with them.
Yeah.
On top of some of them hit over 800 views, which outside of that's Mortal Kombat territory for us. So.
Right. Oh man. So yeah, that's pretty good for us. So they got around a lot of views on those, which is, it's interesting to everybody kind of wants to live vicariously, and check out Disney and go for themselves. Everybody wants to go. Even the people that have been, they clamor to get back there. Just like you were when you were leaving. You were like, I'm gonna miss this place.
We're already talking about possibly going back.
Yeah.
It's one of those, we do it, and not so much Disney, but Southwest. The way things worked was when we had to go ahead and cancel our flights, our flights basically were canceled for us.
Yeah.
And all our planning. So when we went ahead and rebooked, our tickets were a lot cheaper the second time around, which great. You know what? Give me my money back, refund me the difference, and we're good.
Yep.
That's not the way, airplane companies or, Southwest works.
Yeah.
What they like to do is credit the individuals a certain amount of money, whatever the difference was. So even though Janessa and I bought these tickets, we can't say access even Skylar's or Zach's credit on there.
That's weird.
The only way we can access it is if we book flights for all of us and use that credit. And if we don't use the credit by a certain date, we just donated $500 to Southwest.
Oh no!
They would just take it from you, which irritates the hell out of me. That's just straight up thievery, in my opinion.
Yeah, I hate that.
But so they're kind of forcing our hand. We're deciding where can we fly? What can we do? And we're like, you know what? Everything's coming back to Disney. Literally the day we left, They started. They're doing. They announced that they're going to do fireworks on July 1st. They're bringing all that back. So all the fireworks and all the parks are coming back then. They got rid of all the mask mandates throughout all the parks the day we left. So it was no longer required for anyone to wear a mask at all anywhere anymore. Which we weren't sure how we felt about that because we wore them while we were there, and it wasn't. Yeah, it was warm when you were actually physically in line.
Yeah,
but it wasn't like it was never bad, if that makes sense.
right.
But there's still people that complained about it, but it was, I'm a big boy. I did what I wanted to do to have a good time.
Yeah, that's good.
But
how soon do you think you guys will want to go back?
Dude, we gotta go back by March or something like that, March or April.
Oh wow.
To go ahead and be able to use this credit.
Yeah.
Which the one thing I did learn, and everyone's like, you know what, you got to go for a week. You got to go for this extended period of time to make sure you do everything and not miss anything. No, screw that. By the end of this trip, I was so wore out.
Yeah.
Like there was not a whole lot of like anything left. Like energy wise, like our last day, and we're getting a little ahead of ourselves here. I got some pictures we can show. But our last day, me and Skylar went ahead and sat at the entrance of Main Street, which is that main strip in Walt Disney World. That looks basically right at the castle.
Mm-hmm.
And we sat there and we waited there for like an hour. And we watched all like the cavalcades, like the individual like parades, go by. So we seen Mickey and Minnie. We seen like Tinkerbell. They've got like a band that comes by. They got like they call it Dapper Dans, which is a quartet that goes ahead and sings. And basically the main like attraction. Well, we've seen Goofy and Max.
Great.
No one. That's a pure inside joke there. We should probably leave that one alone. It's not family friendly.
Right there.
But the main one at the end was the princesses. Now that was a 2 float deal. So you had like Merida who was walking. It was funny because when she was either walking on her horse or it was Gaston, they had someone behind them. And I call them the royal cleaner upper. They had
right, because I guess the horses are cast members too.
Yeah, they're going to drop their their payload
Disney
every
horses,
now and then.
So can't see Disney horses take a dump.
But yeah, I mean, we were to that point of tired, and it was fun. It was nice to see them all, and it felt like Disney. Like when we were watching them go by, you can feel the whole area buzzing and the excitement, and you can see all the kids getting their eyes lighting up. And Skylar, I mean, she talked to I think Merida. She talked to Gaston, showing Gaston her muscles.
Yeah, that's funny.
There was a few times she's actually talked to a couple of them, which she loved. But that was, I mean, we seen Mickey in day one. You know, let me go ahead and do this here. I'm gonna go ahead and
let's see, show and tell.
So, I mean, this to me is it for me.
Yeah,
like you were asking me before the other day when we were on what park was basically the highlight of my trip,
right?
And I kind of looked at that. I look at it in 2 different ways. You have the park that I enjoyed the most because of my fandom was easily Hollywood Studios because of Galaxy's Edge. And for me, even Toy Story Land, because we grew up with Woody and Buzz.
Right. Yeah.
And then when I got a little older, I fell into the Star Wars deal, which I'm head over heels into now. It's just good Lord.
Right.
But this shot right here, this tells me this is Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah, the castle behind. Yeah, this is a picture I took. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's nice. That looks like a something you'd see on the website or something.
Yeah, no, and the actual how I've got it set up here, I actually have it it's a little zoomed in. I actually have it where there's the grass and their feet and everything. But
oh, cool.
But yeah, this one here, when you have Walt and Mickey and then the castle behind you, it's like when we were growing up, I remember never really thinking that Disney was within reach. We have I've got a big family, so there's been 8 of us going.
Yeah.
And then even beyond, knowing what I know now, my God, I can only imagine. But now going beyond that, just with Janessa, me, and the kids, there only being 4 of us. I mean, I still thought, we're well comfortable. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But I'm like, it's always the back of my mind. It's like, how do people do this?
Yeah.
Like yearly type things. I'm like, it just, the numbers, the restaurants, everything seems so astronomical to me.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of expendable. Yeah, the pork agrees. Pew pew.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot. You have to have a lot of expendable income. I mean, the stuff, because it's travel, it's lodging, it's the food that's there that is typically, higher priced than the same food that you could get here. So, it's. I think that's why it seems so intimidating to a lot of folks. And I mean, even like me, where I've been talking about going for years. Even I was in the same boat as you, where we weren't in the position to go. Single parent family that just like wasn't an option. But these days it's potentially, but I'm kind of the same thing. Most likely it wouldn't just be me and Christina and Verona. Like I know my mom's always wanted to go. So I'd have to bring my mom.
Dude, that would work. Honestly, knowing what I know now, that would work best for you. And the reason I say that is the staying on property, your mom could very well, she's like my mom. They're only going to be able to handle so much.
Right.
Before they get really tired.
Yeah.
So the reason I think that'd be great for you, and I wish I was able to bring my mom for this reason. She could have sat back at the pool where the kids were swimming. And then that's when Janessa and I, or say you and Christina, could go to Epcot.
Right.
Epcot there's so much more to do at Epcot for adults.
Yeah, what is that? So the only thing I know of Epcot is just the big ball. What's there at Epcot?
Well, you know what? Let me see if I can fast forward a little bit here on the.
Take us through the tour.
Okay.
Jack Sparrow. There we go.
So, the big ball.
Yeah.
That's the epic thing. There's actually a ride in that called Spaceship Earth.
Oh.
And I knew of it, but I didn't think like anyone would enjoy it. And then it was like a 5-minute wait on it on our last day. And Zach's like, let's go do it. I'm like, are you sure, bud? This is gonna be boring.
Right.
And I think you'll like it. And basically what it is, it's just a journey through time. Through ancient Egypt and papyrus, making making paper and just what you would picture, like a tour through time would be. And then it stops, I think in the 90s or something like that. It's getting ready to be shut down for a while, and they're going to change a bunch in there. Because it needs to be fast forwarded.
Needs to be updated a bit.
Yeah, quite a bit. Yeah. But at the very end of it, it's pretty cool because you go actually inside the actual globe here, and there's a projection of the Earth, and you're all the way back here. And hey, hi-oh. And it goes ahead and you see it, and it is almost all. I got awestruck.
Yeah,
I'm like, you felt like you were ways away from Earth. It felt really cool. And Zach was like, I enjoyed that, Daddy. That was fun. I'm like, hold on, really?
Right.
I knew, say, Janessa's dad would enjoy it. I kind of enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was kind of something made for our age, so we can kind of see things and we understood a little better.
Right.
But he had a blast, and I'm like, okay. And Skylar rode with Janessa, and at the very end, you can at the very beginning of it, you fill out where you're from, and you pick a language because it's talking to you as you go.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of narrating. It's like a story being told to you throughout the time.
Gotcha.
And then at the end, you fill out your future, you fill out where you want to live, what do you want to do, and it kind of gives you a Jetsons kind of feel at the end.
Oh, that's neat.
Which he really enjoyed. I was, like I said, I was flabbergasted that he enjoyed that.
Right.
But let's back up on here. We know him.
Looks like Jack Sparrow.
Yep, that is a live action Jack Sparrow. And it was funny because when we first went, my kids told on me, at the actual at the desk, so guest service.
Yeah.
I went there to get them buttons. You can get buttons that say anniversary, celebrating something, first visit. The list goes on and on.
Right.
So what does Zach do to me?
What?
Hey, it's Daddy's birthday. I'm like, oh. So the cast member, and it's cool though. I think I got the button. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, let's see that baby up close. Happy birthday, Chris. Oh, that's a nice keepsake.
And the Mickeys are hand drawn. Everything there is hand drawn.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they went ahead and did that. So I was mandated.
Reposition your porg.
Yep, he's getting a little
Sure, we're
slouchy.
good. Come on, porg. Hang in there. It's probably drunk.
Yeah, too much blue milk. But I was mandated to wear that the entire trip we were there, because at Disney, you don't have a birthday. You don't change birthdays. Hey, he's gonna fall over the whole time now. You don't actually change your age until the day you leave.
Okay.
So, say for instance, Zach has a birthday there, or Verona, or Skylar, and like Zach would probably be the best example. Once they turn 10,
yeah,
they're adult prices. So if we go there March 30th,
right?
And his I'm sorry, January 28th.
Yeah.
And his birthday is on the 1st of February. He's still a child's price, no matter him changing age while we're at the Tron trip.
I see. Okay.
I spent a few more days at 38 before I left property and turned 39.
That's funny. You feel the age, you feel the weight of the age when you leave. Yeah. Like, I feel older.
And that's a roundabout story to tell you that I had that pin on, and all the cast members was a happy birthday the whole time. Like if it was security, if it was Jack Sparrow, which that made my day. When hearing Jack Sparrow and the best Jack Sparrow voice, outside of Johnny Depp doing it,
right?
Wish me a happy birthday. Which
that's pretty cool.
That was cool. We did the Pirates of the Caribbean ride there. That's what we were getting ready to get in line for. But yeah, I mean, that first day we did. Let me see. We did Splash Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
We did the Pirates of the Caribbean. Let me see. Little Mermaid.
Was Splash Mountain scary? Is it like up high or?
There is a 50-foot drop at the end.
Yeah.
But Skylar and Zach and Janessa they were all big kids.
Okay.
And they did pretty well on it.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I mean, Verona could handle it. Definitely like a year or two from now.
Right.
I mean, it does catch you a little bit, but it's not bad.
Yeah. We went to Kentucky Kingdom a few days ago, and she rode her first roller coaster, something called the roller skate there, and she was not a fan.
Oh, no.
She was not a fan. She was excited to go on it, but then once we walked off it, she was like, Daddy, I didn't like that. I was like, oh. So maybe you're right. Maybe another couple of years when she's a little bigger.
That gets me back here to Magic Kingdom. I think I traumatized Zach.
Uh-oh.
I put him on Space Mountain.
Oh, boy.
But there's no drop in it.
Okay.
It's just fat. It caught me off guard.
Is it one of those ones that like shoot you like a rocket from the beginning? Like
no.
Oh, really? So it ratchets?
A little bit.
Yeah.
But then it's like all down. It catches some serious speed.
Wow.
And I didn't even think of this. So I had my water bottle on like one of those like water bottle holders, like slinged over my shoulder.
Yeah.
Slung over my shoulder. And I went on the ride with it. I was like, oh, that should be fine. I got off. I didn't have it anymore. My water bottle was gone.
Oh, no.
I lost my water bottle. And the ironic thing was, I was like, I'm probably going to not lose anything and everyone else is going to lose stuff.
Yeah.
But I taught a buddy that today at work. And he's like, he said, were you watching the news at night? Maybe some random guy got smacked in the head with something on the ride.
Decapitated by your water bottle holder.
I almost lost it. I was like, dude, I never even thought of someone that's on the ride and schwack gets the water bottle because it's in the dark. It's almost pitch black for like 90% of the ride.
Wow.
You may see some like stars and things.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's dark. And
that's cool.
I never thought twice about possibly flipping off and smacking someone in the head.
So just for frame of reference, as far as some of the coasters that you and I, used to partake on back in Great Adventure in Jersey when we were growing up, or even just like, the what's the one Cedar
Point?
Cedar Point, yeah. How bad do the Disney ones like throw you around and like?
No, there's no comparison. These are 100% kid like.
I see.
Kid friendly rides. I mean, there's Tron coming to Magic Kingdom, which will not be. That's going to be a high speed, futuristic type roller coaster. The other ones, like what's another one? We did Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and that's really the most intense one.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of Space Mountain. Space Mountain was, like I said, it was really fast on a lot of turns and twists, and
Yeah.
that one caught me off guard. But the rest of them are pretty much really, really family friendly.
Okay.
Let's see here. So we have okay. This is how I'm going to remember Epcot.
Yeah, I saw a few pictures. I mean, how long did the rain last? Was it a couple days?
Well, this was the first day we went, and you can see here there is no cover on it,
Right.
because unbeknownst to Janessa, because our wives don't ask us anything, do they? Underneath here is the rain cover. I seen, but we didn't even see the rain coming. We sat down at a Mexican restaurant in Epcot.
Yeah.
And next thing we know, it opens up. It opens up hardcore. And everything is outside. Our book bag's outside, the poncho's outside, the stroller, everything is out there. So now we're like, I get to the point where like, you know what? There's no point in me putting a poncho on now.
Right.
I'm already wet. Why am I even going to bother?
Yeah.
Janessa pulls hers out. I don't know why she's still wearing a mask there. Zach is wearing his. Skylar can't be in the stroller because there was an inch puddle in the of water in the stroller.
Oh no.
So she's now, she's like me. We're both like, screw it.
Yeah.
We're just soaking wet. We're just walking through the park.
Yeah.
So it was honestly, I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna go, I want the full Disney Florida experience. I want to be drenched one day.
Even if I get rained on, that's what I want.
So we did that, and it was like I was soggy. My shoes. It was fun, honestly.
Yeah.
I had no issue with it. And I think that day we also went and did Frozen Ever After, which was really the only real reason we went to Epcot. Because that's what Skylar wanted to do. We want to make sure Skylar had enough experiences.
Yeah.
And her Frozen stuff was over there.
Sweet. Okay.
Which was a really cool ride. She rode it twice, once here and then once at the end of her trip.
Mm-hmm.
And then Zach and I went and did what they call Mission Space, where you actually sit in a flight simulator. And there's two different simulators. There's one where you actually take a trip, like you basically go in orbit of Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And then you land back down. And then there's another one where you actually go to Mars. And one's called Intense and one's called not More Intense.
Okay.
And I'm like, what? So I didn't see, because on the app it tells you the wait times.
Right.
I was like, oh, there's no wait time for the not intense. So we walked right on it.
Yeah.
And after we got off, we're like, you know what? Looked at Zach. So you want to do the more intense one? And he says, only like a 20-minute wait. And Janessa and Skylar had like a 55-minute wait.
Oh, wow.
So we were like, you know what? Let's do it. We're getting in. I go up there and I'm like, I asked the difference. It's like, what's the difference between the two? So this one actually will spin you 35 miles an hour to make it really simulate the rocket taking off.
Right.
So I'm like, okay. I look at Zach, and Zach's like, oh, I'm a little nervous. I say, you know what? Screw it. Let's do it. And he's like, okay, let's do it. Dude, after I looking it up, you pull 2.5 G's.
Wow.
In this. And I felt my cheeks going back.
Yeah.
And I literally felt myself go, ah! But
Zachy was on that thing, huh?
Yeah, that was a blast. And it's like, you go ahead and there are 4 seats. So there's an engineer, there's a pilot, there's a captain, and there's somebody else. I can never figure out what it was. And you all have like something to do during the flight. Like you're pushing buttons and everything while it's happening. It was a lot. I'm glad we did it.
Yeah.
But a reason I was hesitant of doing it, because I've heard a lot of people say that ride ruined their day.
Oh, no kidding.
So I was like, because of you're pulling the 2.5 G's, spinning at 35 miles an hour, it just wrecks people sometimes.
Right.
And I was like, you know what? Let's do it. And even I get like I don't want to say motion sickness now, but I can't do rides that really go in circles. Yeah. Like it's like the tilted twirls or any of those that just kind of spin. Right. They just mess with my stomach now. It's just maybe me just getting a little bit older now, but
oh no, you're losing your touch there, sir.
Roller coasters I can still do fine, but those spinny like carnival rides. Yeah, nope, it's not happening anymore. All right. Let me see here. What do we got next here? This thing. Okay, so we started the vacation at Pop Century. It's kind of like their lower level, budget friendly type resorts where they've got like the 3 pools, and it's nothing fancy. It's a room.
Yeah.
And it's right on what they call the Skyliner. So my requirement was I'm not driving anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But Janessa was able to bundle a whole nother like a savings or like, you know, a promo on top of another. So she stacked promos when you're not supposed to be able to. She figured out a way to do it.
Wow.
So we went from their value resorts. So they got value, moderate, deluxe. We went from their value to the deluxe. Our second
So you skipped that middle ground?
We skipped that middle one. And
wow.
When people found out we jumped that to another one, they're like, hold on, how did you do that?
Yeah.
Because like it's usually such a higher dollar amount. It was only an $800 difference.
Oh, really?
Like, at that point, we're like, you know what? This resort here, Yacht and Beach, has the best pool on property.
Mm.
I mean, they've got like a part where the kids are, where it's all sand bottom. There's sandbar sand.
Right, yeah, sandbar.
Yeah, thank you. In the middle of the pool, so they're playing on that. And they got like shovels and everything, and then there's this massive like water slide. There's a little one for the kids. There's a lazy river.
No kidding.
Lazy river literally got down at one point to 8 feet deep.
Wow.
I've never been in a lazy river that was so not lazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I found myself swimming around this river. We had a good time there. But this drink here,
what is that?
It is. It's like a hurricane something. It was specific to Beach and Yacht or Yacht and Beach here.
Yeah.
But oh my god, it was so good. As like we sat down, I was drinking that thing, and then not too long after I drank it, freaking stormed.
I know. I was about to say it looks kind of dark in that picture, like clouds are rolling in.
Yeah, we the pool got shut down for 2 hours, and then we were able to come back out and enjoy the rest of the day. But after that, we went and had what's it called, a reservation at a restaurant there. I did the dumbest thing I could have done.
What?
I went ahead and I wanted to go to this restaurant for their ice cream. They're known for their ice cream.
Yeah.
And I actually got food, so there was nothing else we were going to eat. But then I got this actual sundae called the Holy Moly.
Oh boy!
And okay, so picture this glass,
yeah,
and turn it into an actual ice cream dish and pile it up here,
right?
And that's what the Holy Moly was.
Ziggy Piggy.
Oh my! And when I got it, the funny thing is, the minute she put it down in front of me,
yeah,
I went, "Oh, my eyes were too big." And I heard like 4 or 5 people laugh.
Oh my gosh.
But I was in for it. I was like, you know what? I am killing this. And I almost ate the whole entire thing.
You did. Wow. See, technically I'm lactose intolerant, even though I eat a lot of I just go with it. I eat a lot of pizza, and I can't deny myself ice cream. But even when I have ice cream, I cut it to just kind of a little bit, like maybe a couple scoops, and that's it.
Well, see, the thing is, I am slightly lactose, and Janessa looked at that and was like, "Oh, you're not going to feel well later."
Like you're asking for it.
Oh, and the thing is, we got it, and we had it. You can see me sitting kind of like on a chair here.
Yeah. We
had a cabana, so we had our own spot with shade and everything. We paid a little extra for it. We won't full out. We won't bougie here,
right?
And I went back and I fell in this chair, and Janessa winds up coming over about 10 minutes later, and the attendant over there is like, he hasn't moved since he hit that chair.
Oh no!
I felt like crap.
At least
I was
crap in your pants.
Oh man, I was pounding water. And then, eventually I was like, I had no choice. And then I was fine.
Then you took a crap in the pool?
Yeah, I left a few floaters. But, dude, that was actually really freaking fun. Let's see.
Yeah.
What do we have next?
Drink.
Now, this was the disappointing part for me.
Is this Animal Kingdom?
This is Animal Kingdom. Yeah,
that's the Tree of Life?
The Tree of Life.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool to see. I mean, we went and did the actual Kilimanjaro Safari, which is pretty cool. But in all fairness to them, we have a high bar when it comes to the zoo. Columbus to me is like cream of the crop when it comes to a zoo.
You guys are zoo connoisseurs.
And this here, I mean, it was nice to experience. But then, dude, we got no. We almost got drenched. we were walking, and I looked up, and I was like, "Oh, it looks like it's about to rain." So I went to a spot where I could stand at a table, and then I seen an awning, and I ran over to this awning where it's like feels like probably about 10 tables under it.
Yeah.
And someone got up, and I snagged a table, and I sat down.
Wow.
And we sat there for like an hour while it torrentially downpoured, thundered, lightning, the works.
Did it rain every day you guys were down there?
The back end.
Okay.
So the last like 3 days, like the second half of the day, we were dodging raindrops.
Yeah.
But on the flip side of that, we did more with those days than we did with the days that was pushing 100.
Do you think because it was less crowded?
No, because we decided like, okay, so we went here and we left here and we went over to Hollywood Studios.
Okay.
And yeah, people were leaving, but if there's lightning within 6 miles of the parks, they'll shut down like a lot of the rides.
Mm.
So people will leave, people stay. I mean, we were actually walking in while there was a good crowd of people walking out.
I see.
So we were bouncing in the parks when the storms were happening, which was kind of fun.
Yeah.
So, like I said, here we ate, we did a one ride, and we were like, "That's enough." I mean, we're done. I know. I'm sorry. We walked through Pandora.
Right. Is this Pandora?
This is a one shot from Pandora. Yeah.
Okay.
With the floating island, like rocks and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did a whole traveling through Pandora, YouTube short for us. But yeah, Pandora was cool. I mean, I wanted to do Flight of Passage, but Janessa wasn't going to do it. Neither of the kids were going to do it. And it was like a 60-minute wait. I was like, I'm not going to force the family to wait for something that only I want to do.
Yeah.
And I kind of had that mindset throughout the whole trip.
Right.
Outside of Hollywood Studios and Galaxy's Edge, that was my time.
Sure.
That was a must for me. But this was really cool. I mean, I would have loved to have seen this at night, all lit up in the whole Pandora's glory. But it didn't disappoint. It was cool to see it all. And I mean, we pretty much just, like I said, walked through. And that was just in Animal Kingdom. That's all we did in Animal Kingdom. One ride, walked through the gorillas area, which we feel like the gorillas at Columbus were better. Their enclosure and everything seemed a little more, I want to say, open and friendly. I don't know if that's even the right way to put it.
Yeah.
But I mean, essentially, this is just a glorified zoo.
Right.
With a few, maybe like 4 or 5 rides in it. Okay. Let's see here. Now, okay.
Oh,
so now we're getting to the crux of it here.
Yeah.
This is where exactly.
Pew-Pew's excited.
So this ride, Rise of the Resistance, is the hardest ticket to get in Disney. You have to wake up. So the way Disney is working right now, you have to have tickets, a reservation to the park, to be able to get in. This here, you have to get up at 7. You have to be up and ready to go before 7 a.m. because you got to be on your phone to book what they call a boarding pass. There's no standby line for this. No one's waiting in line for this ride.
Right.
So you got to have a boarding pass. So my biggest anxiety was I would have been upset. Like, it wouldn't have ruined my trip, but I'd have been upset if I didn't get a chance to ride this.
Right.
So we're up at 7 o'clock, and Janessa's like, she's on it when like researching how to get this ride.
Yeah.
Like, we both were before we went down there. And she actually had one of her phones on the world clock. And at 6:59 and 30 seconds, we start refreshing the app. And boom, we grabbed it. And then we didn't have any issue getting it. But then this happened. My boarding group was called. The ride was down.
Oh, no.
So I was like, and I've seen where the ride will be down all day. Because it's the type of ride, it's trackless. It is the coolest freaking ride ever on the way they do it. But I was, what I would have wound up doing is going to a cast member and gotten some type of ability to ride it and not had that be my main park. That's the thing. It's a thing. You can't hop there and then ride it.
Yeah. It's
got to be your first park, and then you can get a second boarding pass at 1 o'clock if you didn't get one at 7.
Wow.
So I got in when they told me, it's like, you know what, you're good. Just come back at any point as long as it's running. You go right on, no matter, as long as you show us that you have a boarding pass.
No, that's nice.
Yeah. I was like, okay, thank God. But yeah, I got one for all of us. Me, Skylar, Zach, Janessa. We all wrote it, and It was awesome.
So what was this ride like? Like, what does it do?
So it starts. You're walking in, and you're walking in like a cave where the resistance would be, and you meet up. You see BB-8 up there. He's talking, and you wind up talking to a Ray, like an actual hologram array, which was pretty cool. And they put you in a ship, so you're in a shuttle. You're leaving Black Spire Outpost, where Galaxy's Edge is.
Yeah,
and you're trying to escape because the First Order is coming. An actual Star Destroyer catches you in a retractor beam. So you're in a simulator where this actual like ship, and then you get pulled in, and then you are pulled off this ship by Imperial guards.
Wow,
it is so cool, and they were in full get up, full like mentality. They were into it, and Zach, it was funny because we were in this. Okay, so when we first walk in, we walk into a room with this. So we see all these stormtroopers, and they're all automated. They're all moving. Their guns are going up and down. Their heads are moving. They're kind of like they're keeping an eye on you. So it's not like it's like statues that are standing there.
Right.
It's pretty cool how they did that because I wasn't sure exactly.
Yeah. So it wasn't actual people lined up.
Yeah. No, there was no actual people there.
Oh wow. Okay.
But and it looked like it could fool anybody. If you didn't know better, you would think that that's all people standing there.
That's cool.
Then they actually these Imperial guards they move you down the hallway. And at this point, I have my lightsaber with me over my shoulder, and Zach tells on me. He tells one of the guards that I'm gonna take him off my shoulder here. But he tells on me, says, I got this lightsaber with me. And he comes over and said, you got a lightsaber? I was like, no, I got a staff. I played along.
No weapons.
No, but Zach's like, oh, they were so it was awesome because Zach was pushing buttons.
Yeah.
And he came over to him, looked at him, and saying, did I tell you to push anything? Did I tell you to touch anything?
Oh dear.
It was they were playing that role really well. Or like when they moved us into another spot, they wanted us to go to like a red dot. And I only seen one red dot and it was on the other side. So I'm walking to it. He was like, did I tell you to walk that far? There's a dot right there that's red. You stop right there. I'm like, holy shit. Okay. But
about to get stunned.
Oh, dude, the ride was so smooth, and there's like at that you look up and they're like actual size. You're looking up and they're like just towering over you.
That's sweet.
From seeing a battle outside, it's really really hard to explain, but by far I can understand why it's the hardest ticket to get.
Yeah,
but between that and Smuggler's Run, like actually seeing the Falcon, dude. Oh, you know what? I don't know if I got a picture of the Falcon. Oh no, I didn't. I got a picture of the X-wing, Poe Dameron's X-wing, which was
cool.
Which was pretty cool. Let's see. Oh, Chewie. Let me see. Who did I see there? I seen Chewie. I seen Ray. A couple stormtroopers. Who else? So Vi Marati. And if you don't read the books, you don't know who that is. Yeah, no, she's the main player. She's a spy for the Resistance with Leia.
Yeah,
and she's the main player in the actual book. Okay, so it's kind of funny that they have her there because I'd say 3/4 of the people have no idea who she is up there.
Right.
I mean, like I said, I know who she was just by how deep I am into the lore. Let me see here. Now this is fun. Okay, well in the background you can see.
Is that Kylo Ren's ship?
Kylo Ren's ship there. Yeah. And that's where I got a picture with 2 stormtroopers and there was Kylo Ren there. So that was pretty fun.
I see some blue milk.
Blue milk and green milk.
Oh, that's wow.
And I've heard like going into it, either you love it or you hate it. Mm-hmm. Zach wanted nothing to do with it.
Really?
Yeah, the blue milk was actually the better of the two. Mm-hmm. It had more of like a citrus taste to it. The other one had more of like a pineapple taste to it.
Yeah,
but there was it was a weird texture to it, and Zach wanted nothing to do with it. Skylar, I couldn't keep it. I wanted some. I couldn't keep it out of that girl's hands. But that was fun. Like to sit back and drinking some milk, having.
Is it like the texture of milk?
No, it's not either.
Okay.
No, it's more of a frozen type drink.
I see. Okay.
But that was fun. Just being able to experience that because so many people talking about it. Then the whole blue milk on was it The Last Jedi?
Yeah, that was the green Mooney who was going right from the source. Yeah.
Oh man, but it was something. Like when I first walked in the first time, it was so hot. Like
Hmm.
I enjoyed it, but I was baking.
Yeah.
This time here, you can see that Janessa has a poncho on. This is when we hopped back because we actually had reservations at Olga's Cantina, which is
Hmm.
another character that's from the movie from the books. But it's where you get like there's a drink called the Fuzzy Tauntaun, which
Yeah.
I don't have a picture of, but there is foam on top of this drink that makes your face go numb.
Whoa.
Yeah, and it's like your nose, your mouth, your lips, all of it starts going numb. And the actual waiter was like, you're an actual human if your face goes numb. If it doesn't go numb, I mean, they were full in character.
That's hilarious. That would freak me out if I didn't know. All of a sudden, my face starts going numb. I'd think I was having a heart attack or something.
Yeah, I got a good video Janessa took of me. I for some reason I feel like I looked like I was drinking it quickly, and she even mentions in the video I was drinking it quickly. But yeah, the actual foam on top makes your face go numb. It's the
Wow, that's
weirdest freaking
funny.
feeling, and it took a while to wear off too. And like it took a good 30 minutes before it was like when I was done the drink to completely wear off.
No kidding. Wow.
Let's see. Oh, that's the end of the actual slideshow there. Like I didn't add.
Well, that's it. Were you able to get that video up and going?
Yeah, no. Let's go ahead and let me see if I can.
Look at that, Mr. PowerPoint presentation.
Let's see here. Yeah, and this is basically just Galaxy's Edge, walking out at night. I'm gonna kill the audio to it. But yeah, this was after we went to Olga's Cantina,
Yeah.
and we actually had that reservation. It was after
It would be
hours.
hard for me to just not take pictures constantly, just surrounded by this environment.
Dude, I've got like 300 plus pictures, like if not more,
Yeah.
on my phone from this trip. I was just between Disney taking pictures for us
Right.
and me just snapping pictures, and I was taking a whole bunch of little short like videos, knowing that I was planning on doing, kind of the YouTube thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's Skylar. She's soaking wet. But yeah, I mean, even to the point where like there was droids. I think you're maybe able to see it up here on the right.
Uh-huh.
They got Chopper.
Oh, did you see Chopper?
I seen Chopper in there.
Wow, that's cool.
Up here. I think it's gonna be coming up here. Maybe not there. Yeah, I don't know. I'm wondering if I can get. Yeah,
There he is.
Yeah, there he is right there. And there's Zach.
Oh, there's your lightsaber.
Oh, we haven't even
Chopper.
talked about that yet. Yeah, there's Skylar and Zach with a light. That's with his lightsaber.
Yeah.
He has a lightsaber of his own, and she's pew pewing.
Pew pew.
But yes. Oh, dude, it was funny. So we're walking around Galaxy's Edge, and you would not believe like how many grown men. Look at those two right there.
Oh, I believe it.
Were carrying like lightsabers.
Sure.
And they got the halters and everything. I think it was more grown men carrying them than there was kids.
Wow.
But I mean, granted, it's also a $200,
You'd be proud of that thing.
Oh yeah, dude, it's gonna be mounted. Here, when this is over, I'll go ahead and now bring mine out
Live
here.
show and tell, yeah.
Yeah, I got that going. Let me see if my little buddy back here with the play.
What a nice little walkthrough here.
Oh well, he's not.
How long is this video? So you're pretty much just walking through.
Yeah, we're leaving at this point. It's like I said, we had that reservation and it was after hours, so the park was closed.
Oh, I see. What time does the park close?
The park closed at 9:00,
Okay.
and they all kind of stagger.
Yeah, I would love to watch it all lit up at night. I bet the entire park just has a different vibe to it at night.
Oh yeah, I mean it was pretty. There was a place called Ronto Roasters that I
Yeah.
wanted to go to get a snack, but they closed before I had a chance to go in. But
Oh,
yeah, I got
your droid.
got a droid behind me talking now. But I mean, yeah, I thought this was pretty cool to do. I just wanted to like I seen it all, and I was like, I wasn't watching it through my phone.
Yeah,
I was just holding my phone while I was kind of just walking.
right.
I didn't want to experience any of this through my phone, like people do in their concerts.
Sure.
I was like, I'm just gonna have a good time with it. I don't even know if I've got Skylar with the one.
Muddy puddles, Daddy.
I'm kind of curious. Yes, the black spiral. Just the way seeing it from the inside is really cool, but because you don't know how close you are to anything, they do a fantastic job of secluding you and
Right.
making you feel like you're there. We were on a bus and driving by, and you've seen the back of it, like
Yeah.
you've seen behind the scenes. And I was like, okay. I knew what it was immediately. When I looked, I was like, oh, there's Hollywood Studios, that's Black Spiral Outpost, that's
Yeah.
Edge. But yeah, once you're there and you're walking around, and I like to after dark like that. Well, it's not quite dark, but it's darker.
It's dusk. Yeah.
And with it raining, it was already thinner.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of people in there. So yeah, I was able to just to walk and look.
Well, the lighting looks very cinematic. I mean, that's when they film movies, they like to wet the streets down like that just to get the reflections and stuff. It looks great.
Yeah, so this was a ton of fun. And I mean, even through the video, it's kind of hard to, give you a good feeling of what it was like.
Right.
So you can actually, I think, see it raining periodically. And that right there, that's I think I'll go over to it again. There's a land speeder.
Nice.
Yeah, they had a land speeder. They had the X-wing. They had Skylar. Did you trying to shoot me again?
She's pew-pewing all over.
Oh yeah, they had quite a few.
A-wing, or that's a Jedi starfighter?
Oh, is that a star? Yeah, no, that's not a land speeder. What am I talking about?
Yeah, I think that's a Jedi starfighter.
And this over here, I think I'm gonna show that right there.
Yeah, what is that?
That is Rise of the Resistance.
Oh, okay.
So they got the front of it all done up, and then you kind of you walk in. But that's pretty much the extent of it. I've got the actual Millennium Falcon lit up, like pictures. I don't think I didn't get any of it in the video.
Okay. How great would it be if they had big old gonk droids just walking around? Gonk.
Well, I think they're working on it.
Are they?
Yeah, they're working on having completely autonomous like droids walking around there, just like they're like in what is it? Marvel's Studios one out in California.
Yeah.
They're working on a baby Groot to be walking around the park.
Mm.
And they've actually already got like prototypes and everything for it.
That's insane.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool to have, an R2 or something like that and just kind of walking around.
It would be cool.
It'd be suck to have some like porks flying around though. That'd be terrible.
Yeah, falling off your shoulder.
Yeah,
Pooping on
enough. Yeah. Oh, dude, we were walking. I don't remember what park it was, and this bird comes flying in. I was Epcot, and all I seen was a bird flying, and then all of a sudden I seen this crap, and I was over here, and all I went was heads up, and literally landed in front of this lady. Didn't get her. It missed everybody.
Wow!
But this bird almost crapped on people. It would have been fantastic.
That's insane.
But you know what? Before we get out of here,
let's take a look at this.
This is my baby. This is the lightsaber that I decided to go ahead and do. Now, I was the one that was supposed to build it.
Right.
But I'm such a good dad that a couple looks at me from Zach turned me into a spectator, while the guy that was telling the story,
right,
was doing it. Yoda came on at some point telling us, the importance of, the kyber crystals and the color. There was a point where you build the hilt and then they plug it in and they twist it. And all of a sudden, something is said. I think Yoda's talking.
Right.
And all of a sudden you see all of the lightsabers ignite. And then they just pick them up out of the actual like holder, lit up.
That's cool.
It is a really cool experience. And I think I told you earlier, like you can hold it right here.
Yeah. And
it's not falling either way.
Yeah. It's like weighted counterbalance.
And then just.
Yeah, that's cool. I'll be honest, I'm surprised that you went with the light side with the blue color.
Well, I let Zach pretty much control it.
Yeah.
I mean, I was 100% on just
Didn't
watching.
He get his own, though?
What was that?
He got his own lightsaber eventually, right?
Yeah, he got his own, but I was like, you know what? Now, see, at the very beginning, you have to go ahead and pick which one you're going to build because they got to be ready for you because they do so many of these a day. And I didn't know this. So this was the one time I was caught unprepared.
Mm-hmm.
So let me see if I know exactly which one the 4, because I know I searched it. So I'd be okay. Yeah. So there's 4 different types you can build. There's peace and justice,
Okay.
power and control, elemental, and protection defense. Now, going into it, I wanted to do the Sith. I wanted to do Dooku's curved, hilt. I wanted to do that. So I should have went power and control.
Right.
We wound up going elemental. And what they wind up doing is they give you this pin. So when you walk in, you put the pin on, and it tells them exactly which one you're doing.
What are the other ones again? There's power and control, which has got to be a red blade.
Well, yeah. There is peace and justice, which
Peace and justice. That's got to be blue, I think.
Yeah, blue or green. Let me see. Power and control, which would be the red.
Yeah.
Elemental,
and then defender.
Protection or defense. Yeah,
protection and defense. I think is green. Yeah, because the different colors typically have a different denomination. It's not only. It's kind of like who you are. The kyber crystal in New Canon, it's like when you determine. But anyway,
that's who you are, and it's calling to you, so it knows what you're going to be within the Force.
Yeah, so like Obi-Wan and Anakin, typically more like the warrior type Jedi, versus a Qui-Gon Jinn or a Yoda, which is more of a spiritual force feeling type Jedi.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's cool. I would want green all the way. I think, man, every picture I see in every video, and every time you light up that saber, I'm like, man, I gotta get there, dang it.
Yeah, this is gonna be going right there. Yeah. I already got the mount for it, so this is going on the wall.
Where'd you get the mount from?
Just Amazon.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, they got all different types of them where it's gonna be clear, and it's got like the base.
Did you just like type in Amazon lightsaber mount?
Yep. Amazon lightsaber mount, and all these options come up.
The Empire.
Right. The evil Empire. But yeah, I mean that's cool, and you kind of hear a little droid back here.
Yes.
But
what a great little mascot. He's cool looking.
He's even got personality.
Yeah.
There's 3 different personality chips we can put in him.
Oh, so he could be like a rowdy one, like make that sounds.
yeah. So I'm not sure which one is actually in him right now, but we just switch out the personality, and he's a whole different droid.
That would be funny.
Oh, there's actually one more thing I bought. Now this here.
Look at that. Yeah.
Went ahead and got one of the resistance.
Now, does that fit your head?
It does not. Not even close.
I knew it. Wow.
I didn't know it did that until I was packing it.
Okay, so all of this stuff, like, that helmet's kind of from the new trilogy, the sequel trilogy, the Disney stuff. Yep. The rides, very Rise of the, the new Disney stuff. Did they have a lot of representation of like the original trilogy and the prequels, or is it mostly like sequel trilogy?
It was based off Black Spire.
Yeah.
So it was predominant outside of like Smuggler's Run, which would be the Falcon, which would be Chewie and everybody. The really cool thing about Smuggler's Run, which caught me off guard, there is when you're walking in, Hondo is the one that's telling you what to do. So it was an animatronic of Hondo. I was pumped immediately.
Yeah,
I was so happy to see that. I was like, that is freaking fantastic.
That's pretty cool.
Apparently, see, we ran into a family from Indiana, go figure. A family of 3 that rode it earlier in the day, and they didn't get the true experience because you need like a certain amount of people to be able to, because there's 2 pilots, there's 2 gunners, and there's like 2 engineers.
Yeah.
And all of them have something to do. So with their daughter only flying it, and then dad being the gunner and mom being the engineer, they were only going up and down. There was up and down, left and right for the pilots.
Okay.
So they were wrecking all the time, and they really weren't able to achieve what they were looking to achieve. So when they seen me and Zach, we had 5. So we had Zach and their daughter being a pilot,
right?
Me and her dad being the gunners, and the mom being the actual engineer. And dude, that was so much fun. Like I laughed like 3/4 of the way through because Zach's going up and he's driving the Falcon.
Yeah.
And the actual shooting and everything. But yeah, I mean, to answer your question, it's predominantly, I wouldn't even say it's predominantly new trilogy.
Uh-huh.
I mean, there are characters there that are off the new one, just like you'll see Chewie, you'll see Rey. I'm pretty sure you would see Vader in a normal situation.
Right.
But when it comes to the actual Galaxy's Edge, I would highly recommend reading Black Spire Outpost.
Okay.
Because if you go into it knowing what Olga's canteen is, who Olga is, it's going to make it bad. Because there was a situation when we were at her cantina while drinking my fuzzy tauntaun. Zach lit his lightsaber, and one of the actual cast members came over and said, "You want to put that out? You don't want Olga to see that. I mean, Olga will kick you out."
Oh no!
And then so he's now thinking, "Oh, who?" He knows the name. And I'm like, he's like, "Who's Olga?" I said, "Olga runs all of Black Spire. You don't want to get on the bad side of Olga." And then the funny thing was, at the very end, he's like, "Daddy, I want to see Olga." So they come by. I was like, Zach wants an audience with Olga. Is it possible he can sit down and talk to her for a minute? He doesn't like the role of no lightsabers. And she played into it like, oh, she's a very busy person. She is running all this. She's got cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
She knows what you're doing. She's got eyes everywhere. It was the funniest thing in the world.
That's hilarious. Wow, that's
and
great.
when she walked by, I made sure to give her like a thank you. Because he bought it. Now when we were walking out, he's looking over his shoulder for Olga the whole time. But
man, that's part of the magic of Disney, man.
Yeah, there's Savi's lightsaber. That's another part of the book. It's a junkyard. So there's a lot in the book.
So like where you bought the helmet behind you, did they have a helmet that looks like a helmet that Luke wore in A New Hope, or is it all the kind of that style? Like, did they have variations?
Predominantly it was,
because that's like a new style. That's something like Poe Dameron would wear.
It was since it was right off Rise of the Resistance.
Yeah,
it was predominantly this.
Okay.
Now there was a lot of other shops. Like I personally tried to keep myself out of shops because I was going to continue to spend.
Right, you dropped 600 that first day, right?
I went to a Star Wars trading outpost.
Yeah,
and I had to pull myself out.
Right,
because there was one thing that I wanted to get so bad. It was the mask of the Jedi defending Jedi Temple defenders or Jedi.
Those like the gold ones?
Yes,
the gold sabers. Oh,
and dude, it was within my terrible discovery. You know, they knew where I was going.
Yeah.
I walked out of there. It was like $350, and it was something you had to ask to actually get out of the glass.
Wow.
And I had enough like control to walk away from. I actually took a picture. I think I may have to send it to you.
Yeah.
So there's two helmets that are there, and the one I really wanted was that Jedi Defender one. It was the Temple Defender. But dude, I could have spent so much more money. Like there was actual like uniforms,
right,
of Imperial officers I could have got that would have fit me.
Yeah,
with like the bars and everything and the hat, dude.
I can see you just walking around in an Imperial uniform.
It would have been definitely one of a con.
Yeah,
like I would have been going, and you would have had to get robes or something. You would have had to walk in and get. I would have forced you into getting something.
Yeah,
but yeah, hilarious. You can get like Jedi robes if you wanted them. I mean, it was fantastic.
Yeah, okay. Damn.
Let me put Mr. Helmet here.
All right. Well, Chris's Disney adventure. More to come there. Apparently, you guys are going to go back at some point within the next year. Sounds like. Yeah,
dude. I mean, and we learned a lot from this trip, honestly.
Yeah.
First, we learned not to go to Disney Springs because it's just a shopping area, and we spent too much money there to start with.
Right.
2, I don't think we'll return back to Animal Planet.
Kingdom.
Animal Kingdom, Animal Planet.
I'm not going to watch any more Animal Planet.
And I think the length of the trip was too long. Frankly, I mean, everyone's talking about like do a long trip, fit as much as you can in that trip. I think that was a mistake because by the time you're done, you are wore out.
Yeah.
And literally, we didn't push ourselves very hard. Janessa had her finger on the button of the kids.
Right.
Like we did 3 or 4 rides a day at most because the kids were getting so wore down. The heat was getting them. The rain was getting them. The
Yeah.
lack of sleep was getting them. We forced her. We sat down and we ate every time, so that took about an hour of the day. So I mean, there were things we missed. Like for instance, I would have liked to have been on. There's Everest over at Animal Kingdom. It's a roller coaster. There's Big Thunder Mountain and Magic Kingdom that I didn't get on. The Peter Pan ride, I would have liked to have gotten on. That's something that just kind of going back to our childhood.
Right.
But I didn't leave feeling like I missed anything besides the fireworks. The fireworks is one of the one things I wanted.
Yeah.
And seeing that they're starting here, in a week or so, kind of bummed me out. Just missed them. So I would say if you're going to go, be careful in the length of the trip,
right?
Because the kids are never going to go to bed early. They're always going to go to bed late, and they're always going to get up early. So that combination for a week is
Cranky
a bad
kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we got very lucky. We had no big temper tantrums from nobody. Like the kids had their little ones. Janessa and I had a couple little ones, but it was nothing that we felt like nothing made a scene for one. Usually, that one of those outbursts you expect to see with kids is going to make a scene. We were good at it. Like I said, Janessa pretty much had her finger right on it. She's like, you know what? We were the first day we were at Hollywood Studios. Janessa and Skylar left. They went back to the actual hotel. Me and Zach went and found the Millennium Falcon and rode Smuggler's Run. So they weren't even in the park. Then we met back up with them. Skylar had a nap. Then I think we did something maybe later that day, if it was the pool or whatnot. But I think keeping an actual pulse on the family, on how they're doing, rather than worrying about missing something, I think you have more fun that way, because then you're not stressed out about anything else.
Right. Keep it fluid. Keep it fun. Try your best anyway.
Yeah. Oh, man, we didn't say this once. Who are we? What do we do?
We got too excited about Disney stuff. Hey, we are Dadnarok. We are here a lot, man. We tend to do shows usually Friday nights when it comes to our high voltage stuff, which is our vodcast, where we just talk about stuff about being dads, stuff about random pop culture. We also are currently doing a Loki after show, and Disney Plus was rude or nice enough to move all of their shows to Wednesdays from now on. So we'll be recapping Loki on Wednesday nights on our Loki after show. So stay tuned for that. That airs on YouTube as well as Twitch and Twitter. But we'd love for you to join us on YouTube. Go over there, subscribe, hit that like button, all that stuff for our videos over on YouTube. And we do a audio podcast too that releases on all the podcast platforms.
Okay, well, I think that is a good place to wrap up this, version of the Disney stories. I think we're going to talk a little bit more when it's just like story wise, over on the podcast. So if you guys want to check us out, like I said, Sean said we're Dadnarok podcast over on all over, all the platforms. But until then, what do you say? We go ahead and we keep it cheesy.
Yes. See ya.